Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the C.R. Lawrence. This is their part number GEN045CH is what it is. This is a Geneva hinge, and this Geneva hinge is somewhat special in the sense that it is a 135 degree type hinge. And let's take a look at it now. I wanted to pull up the other version of the other finishes while we were looking. Okay, I have that here. So the GEN045 in a CH finish, which is polished chrome, is this. It's about 2.6 pounds worth of hinge. This hinge specifically will mount on a 135 degree sort of outside corner, tightening up the couple screws so that the plate doesn't rattle on us. Okay. So if you imagine this is the fixed panel here, that door is at a 135 degree angle. This portion now, this portion will rotate 90 degree this way and then back this way 90 degree, allowing the door to open fully to 90 and then close to 90. That's where you're going to use this. Beautiful hinge. The Geneva hinge is just an outrageously predictable, reliable, dependable, heavy-duty, high-quality hinge. I have had these installed for years, and they work just like the day that they were put in. Okay. Let's talk about the other finishes, since I have that on my mind, apparently. Going to be available in lots of finishes. Oh, gosh. 24, 2 dozen of them for sure. Quickly, oil rub bronze, antique brushed copper, black, antique brass, antique bronze, brushed copper, brushed nickel, polished brass, brushed chrome, polished chrome, gunmetal, gold-plated. The gunmetal's expensive. The gold-plated is expensive, but the gunmetal one is really expensive. Polished copper, polished nickel, satin brass, satin chrome, satin nickel, ultra brass, which I would guess, I don't need to guess, that would be a lifetime style brass. And then finally, the 20th finish is a white with chrome on white. White on chrome, I should say. Chrome with white, white with chrome accents. So lots of different finishes you can get your hands on. Now, below this video is extended description type information. Self-centering with reversible 5 degree pivot pin. Inside of the workings of the hinge, first of all, it's 5 self-centering. So every time that door is going to get to the point where it wants to close all the way, it's going to close all the way within 5 degrees. And it's going to self-center at that point, which is nice. You can get it to the point of closing. It'll bring it closed on its own. That's what the inner... You know, let's just take them both off. What's nice about this hinge is that it's going to include the Phillips screws and the Allen head screws as well. Should you want maybe a bit more tamper resistance, you're certainly going to see the Allen head style screw installed in the public type application. That's what the inside of it looks like. Now, the preparation on the fixed panel and the door are different, so you'll need to be mindful of that. And there's a link below this video where you can review the templating or the preparation requirements. Let's click on the product information link, and let's take a look at that. That will talk about... So the link to the product information will talk about, well, first of all, it talks about the pivot pin angle. The hinge is set to close in the standard position. You can also reverse the pivot pin if you wanted to allow the door, if your application was better suited if the door closed at 85 degree, or if your door closed at 5 degree towards the inward position. Okay? If you did not want the door to go all the way to a standard 0 degree, you could have it cammed or tipped in at 5 degree. That might just simply suit what you're doing, what your application is. You do have to dig around for the installation instructions on to do that, but basically, while I won't go through the entire procedure here, I've taken the hinge and tipped it out at, tipped it in, I should say. A couple of set screws here and here, loosen those, and basically what you can do is reverse this pivot pin that's in here, literally turn it over, and that will allow you to have the opposite, or the altered 5 degree inward closing position. Okay. Now I've got my fingerprints on it. Specifications. It's going to talk about the glass size, 3/8 to 1/2 inch thick. It is made of solid brass, that's for sure. Self-centering when within 15 degree of the closed position. You get it within 15 degree and it'll take it over and bring it closed, which is really nice. Cutouts required, different on both sides. Template we'll talk about next. Gaskets and screws you're going to get. Because this hinge has 2 sides of the leaf to it, you are going to get 2 sets of gaskets. And with this unit, you're going to get the neoprene or the black gaskets. Now you're going to get 2 thin and 2 thick. That is because it can handle 3/8 or 1/2 inch glass. So with 3/8 glass, you need a little thicker gasket naturally. And it is incredibly important that the gaskets be put on correctly and that the screws be tightened, because what will happen is if the wrong gasket is used or if it's not tight, the door will literally creep out of the opening. It will slip out, so to speak. That is going to lead to not only the premature wear and tear of the gasketing that is on the leading edge of the door, but it will obviously begin to permit the possibility of an accident happening, of glass slipping out. Now that really shouldn't happen because of the preparation that you're going to do in the glass, on the glass, which is under the template link that is here, or cut sheet they call it, which is included with your hardware. Mouse ears prep is what they call that, little mouse ears. And you can see the door version versus the fixed panel version. The dimensional properties are different. The glass must be prepped prior to it being tempered, obviously. And you follow those preparations and you'll be in great shape. Now back to the product information. Talks about the weight of the door and the width of the door in terms of a guide of helping you determine if you need 2 or 3 hinges. 2 hinges is really all I ever see installed. My application certainly has my application has 2 hinges, but it's right on the cusp of prior to needing 3. It's a seriously large piece of glass when you have 3 hinges. However, the table is there for you to determine how many you actually need to operate the door safely. Maintenance guidelines are there on the product information page as well. Very little maintenance needs to be done to one of these hinges. Okay. Geneva is the series of the hinge, and they have a variety of different Geneva type hinges for the application. Now it can be daunting. Let's say you're looking for a replacement. Sorry, I didn't show you the gaskets. 2 thin and 2 thick. And these gaskets do fatigue with time. These are the thin ones. That's the thicker one. They do. The black is the common finish that you're going to get on the gasket. And the neoprene does, again, fatigue with time. And I talk to people who buy gaskets all the time, and I think about 10 years is where they're looking at in terms of a life expectancy out of a set of gaskets. These would be available in clear as well. Some people like the clear because they don't want to see the very small black line. Other people have told me that the clear fatigues not as quickly as neoprene does. Okay, so keep that in mind. The neoprene does, I've seen worn neoprene gaskets where the plastic I don't see as much, but the plastic seems to compress, to fatigue in a compressed sort of fashion. Turn color as well, a little bit yellowish sort of color. Back to the maintenance guidelines, not much to discuss here in this video. That can be there for your review. Now, if you're looking to replace a hinge, that can be a daunting task, or looking for gaskets. Generally, sometimes you can't find the hinge you want because it's 30 plus years old, and who knows how many people have made hinges over the last few decades. What I do is when I'm looking for an unknown hinge, I'll start with some basic information. What's the height of the hinge? What does it actually look like in its treatment on the edges? Are they beveled like this? Do they look different? Again, what's the height and the width, actually? The height of the backplate is important as well, if there's a backplate involved. Then what gets you close to home on determining if you've found the right hinge is that template. Does the preparation in your glass match what is required per the installation instructions? That has really never failed me. When I have a client and it looks like it's a Geneva hinge, and we check the preparation that's been done in the glass, and that matches, then we know we've found the right hinge. To get to that area, though, generally you have to pull up the catalog, and there's 15 different hinges from C.R. Lawrence, but you can generally quickly eliminate many of those that are just simply called junior. If you've got a 4-inch tall hinge, you could probably skip looking, or 3.5-inch. You can skip looking at the ones that are called junior because they're way too small. So it makes it a little bit easier. But at the end of the day, if you are looking for a hinge or a gasket, I'm going to say to you, send me a picture of the hinge, send me some basic dimensions. Let's start there, and if we need to go to checking out what the preparation in the glass is, we will do that for you, meaning have you tell us what it is. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the C.R. Lawrence products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. The screws are included again with the Allen wrench. The name C.R. Lawrence is actually synonymous with frameless shower door enclosures, and if you are looking for such a product, you'll certainly want to immediately start with them in terms of your search criteria. That link below this video to the manufacturer's page will allow you to review not only all of the C.R. Lawrence products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to their full line catalogs, all of them, but most importantly, their frameless shower door enclosure catalog. If you have any questions on the C.R. Lawrence, this is their part number GEN045CH, and the CH is the polished chrome, or any other C.R. Lawrence product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.